G'day guys, and today we're doing the review between the Cats and the Hawks. But mate, my headline is Cats cooked.
Yeah, it was terrible, wasn't it? They dealt an absolute reality check today.
Shocking performance it was. What's your headline, mate?
Yeah, well, Cats dealt a reality check, I suppose, mate.
You
The
said it.
pre-season showed so much, promised so much, and we were handed out a lesson today, albeit by a well-oiled, brilliant Hawks team. I mean, they were fantastic. Just the foot skills,
Yep.
the clearance work, they made us pay. We can't undersell their performance, but I think we had a lot of hope. The first quarter delivered on that, but from there on out, it showed some serious concerns.
Some big holes.
We're not going to be panicking or anything, but it just underlines again some of those things we fear. And mate, I don't think the gap between us and the best side in the competition has been bigger for at least a decade. I really think.
Massive.
Yeah, I still think we could make maybe top 4, about 5, 6. Same predictions we made a couple of weeks ago. But the glaring thing is, I think we are a long, long, long way from Hawthorn, who are the benchmark.
Yeah, I can't disagree with them, mate.
Yeah. What about you, mate? What really stood out today? Because it was tough to watch.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. I've pretty much just said, very difficult to watch just before watching the press conference with Chris Scott. But we were second to the footy all day. That was, Hawks were always there. They always outnumbered us at the contest, and even when they made mistakes and turned over, we didn't make them pay, which was so frustrating because whenever we turned it over, we got paid full price. So, which was very, very annoying to watch. Mistakes everywhere. Decision making was terrible. We're handballing 1 metre away to a player that's under the pump or not even moving.
Yep.
We weren't composed. Corey Enright had a very shaky start. Not to name, individuals, but he was one to certainly document. I think and a few players got pinged for holding the ball when they should have just given first option. We didn't work hard enough today either.
Yeah.
The Hawks outspread us, and they outspread us all the time, and most teams seem to, for some reason. And there was constant pressure from the Hawks, so a lot of things Hawthorn did right. We also did a lot of things wrong as well. So the Hawks' pressure dictated the way we played, which was sort of a rush game of footy and didn't allow us to sort of have any influence in the game.
Yeah, that's right. Like the first quarter was good. We were up and about. The forward line looked open. It looked great.
We gave ourselves a genuine chance.
Definitely. And then after quarter time, it was obvious that Hawthorn just applied the clamps. The pressure went up and we couldn't handle it. It was as simple as that. We were rushed with the ball. They applied the pressure from, I think, second and third quarters. The scoreline was 13-5, 78 to 2-3, 15. I mean, the Hawks kicked poorly, as did we in the last quarter. But, those 2 middle quarters, that's the stuff of nightmares. They tore us apart. They were precise by foot, which in turn had us shaky with ball in hand. And I think it was the second quarter, wasn't it? We just couldn't get inside 50.
Yeah.
It was,
the second or third, probably.
Yeah. Look, I'll throw some numbers at you, mate. Coming into the game, the clearances, we always say it's big. Last year, Hawks ranked number 1. We were ranked 18th. And today, we lost again by 8. But the main thing is, last year, all round pretty poor clearances, but the centre clearances we were ranked 15th. Stoppages, so around the ground, 18th. And today, we won the centre clearance, 13-8. But around the ground, we lost 25-12. I mean,
I think that's where it mainly counts.
You just got to be better than that. We were negative 30 on the contested ball as well. And,
it just needs to be addressed.
It does, doesn't it? It has to be addressed. And last year we were the number 1 contested mark team in the comp. We were beaten 23-9 today. I mean, that's just a little stat, but it just nothing got going for us today. So that midfield, you got to start really putting the heat on. And the worrying thing was, I thought Bartel and Kelly, who we've been talking about going in the midfield, I thought they were all right. They
were okay.
They found a ball. Wasn't their best games of all time, but they were all right. Duncan was out of sorts and out of position probably.
Yeah, with Mackie out.
Yeah, and so would a poorer performance from himself, but question marks. You don't want to jump the gun too early and panic, which we're not, because we're beating by a side that has been the benchmark. And sure, it doesn't look good on paper, but I imagine we will regroup at some point. But it was an abrupt start to the year, that's for sure.
Very scary start.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll get into the votes, and they'll be very quick.
Yeah, tough to think who it was, but...
Yeah, well, we'll go with you first, and then I'll reel off mine.
Sure, I gave Steve Johnson my 3.
Nice.
27 touches. I felt he probably had the most impact out of all of us, and
Yeah, he had a crack, didn't he?
he was pretty good early as well, which in reality was when the game was actually on the line. 2 votes to Motlop, had 27 kicks and 5 handballs, so he certainly broke a few lines. I haven't seen the metres gained stat, but I would imagine he probably led us in that department because
Definitely.
covered quite a bit of distance today. And I really struggled for the final vote, but I gave it to Rivers in the end just because I had a look on the website afterwards to see what the exact matchups were, and he was on Gunston, and
Okay.
he was kept quiet. I think 12 touches and 1 goal. So I was trying to figure out who to give votes to, and there weren't many that really stood out. Bartel might be one people may argue, but I didn't think he was overly clean. I thought he found plenty of the ball, but
Same.
I don't know how damaging he was. So yeah,
He did turn it over a lot.
yeah, he did. So who did you hand your votes to for first votes of the year?
Oh, sort of similar, mate. I went with 3 votes for Motlop. He got the 32 touches, and as you said, 27 of them were kicks, which is pretty rare. Found some space, 7 marks, and also kicked a goal when it counted early on.
Yep.
2 votes to Stevie J, my favourite. Got the 27 possessions and 3 marks, and it was pretty constructive. He was always in the contest. Even the Sam Mitchell hit, a bit malicious, maybe a bit stupid as well, but at least he was trying to make an impact on the contest somehow. But hopefully doesn't get a week for it. If he does, I'll be nearly crying, mate.
Yeah, I don't think he will with the new system.
He
but
loves to just push the lever a little bit.
He just doesn't need to put himself in that position, but
that's right.
He does.
Preventative's better.
Yeah.
And the 1 vote to Darcy Lang, who playing his 2nd game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was a positive for sure.
If there's one positive out of today, it's Darcy Lang. Got the 13 touches, and the AFL website said that he got 2 tackles. I reckon I counted about 6 or 7 in the first half, so I'll give him 7 tackles. And
his pressure was great.
His pressure was great. So that's the main thing to take out, and that's why I gave him the 1 vote. But to your favourite segment, mate, or your segment,
the chopping block.
The chopping block. Who have we got?
Yeah, like we say, we're not going to throw the axe too much yet, but Billy Smets was a late inclusion for Mackie with, I think he had some quad tightness or something like
Sounds
that.
About right.
I think, being tightness, you would hope he would be back. But if he's not, I think Billy has a lot of upside, but I don't think it's in the back line. I really think he's a forward or on a wing at best.
I agree.
So he looks shaky in defence, and I think he's so much better with ball in hand. So I don't think he's a defender. But and I think Stokes, I'm not throwing the axe on him, but you just got to put him on warning. I think he's not very damaging at all. I looked at the stats and he had 25 touches.
I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it. And in the past, one of his great assets is to win some contested ball, but also link up. He's a great link man.
Yeah.
We don't need link men at the moment. We need people winning the ball and being damaging because we're lacking that as we haven't in the past. So we need more from him, and if we can't get that, well, Scott said we've got to back the young guys in. Maybe we have to at least outsource and see what someone else has to offer. But
for sure.
Buse is a bit of a concern as well.
He gets me a bit nervous.
He does. And let's face it, he's not going to win much of the ball, which is fine. But if you're getting goals kicked on him, and Piopolo and Bruce, which I'm sure at times
Bruce
he's covered,
kicked 5, I think,
and Piopolo 3 or 4. But look, you got to be better than that. So, and Rioli, he was decent as well. So, might need a bit more from him. And just finally that ruck combination, McIntosh will hopefully be right, or at least getting pretty close.
Hopefully. And
I think Simpson's probably our number 2 ruckman. So we saw Clark do a bit of rucking today. I don't see any reason why McIntosh couldn't play on his own. Simpson was subbed off. He doesn't offer much else. That's why he's subbed off. He's
one-dimensional,
He's just a big bloke who taps it out, and he just simply... he did some nice things at times early on. But he just doesn't offer that much else. So McIntosh will provide that.
Hopefully. I thought.
And a side note, Walker kicked another bag of 5 in the VFL. So
he's trying to put his hand up.
He couldn't be putting it any higher, mate. I mean, he's doing everything he can, and he'd probably get a gig in 10 to 12 other clubs, if not more.
Yeah.
But he just can't quite crack it. So, good to have options.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of a theory.
Yeah.
I reckon it's kind of left to centre. If we had Clark as the main ruck with Blitzarves swapping with Josh Walker.
Okay.
So if you have Hawkins and Walker up forward,
Yeah.
so you're developing Walker whilst having Clark and Hawkins in the side, and either blitz halves or Walker the backup ruckman, and you can switch Clark up forward for Walker, for example.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like,
I'm not sure if that's for the best output, but that's a suggestion and it's an option.
yeah, it's certainly an option. I think after today's performance, Clark probably wouldn't be moved too far out of the 50, but
No.
he's a very good ruckman. We know that.
Maybe later in the season it could be once he gets fit, match fit
Yeah,
and whatnot.
it's a potential for sure. Because Walker, he probably deserves a spot. So they might trial something like that at some point. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, we just didn't have enough winners today, did we, mate?
No, we didn't at all.
50-50 contests were just outweighed in Hawthorn's favour.
That's right. We just, when it really came to it, the heat came on, we unfortunately fell short. So that's disappointing. And, a big pre-season, you're looking forward to it, big game, big crowd, and you get let down like that. It is disappointing and a bit of a tough pill to swallow.
I don't even think we said the margin. It was 62 points,
Yeah.
so 10 goals. But I don't think the margin matters. We were just outplayed.
No, that's right. I mean, it's not so much. It could have been 50, it could have been 85 as well, but the fact was we were exposed in certain areas that we hate to be exposed in because it has been a problem for a while.
Yeah.
And they need to address that. They can't brush it under the carpet, as you say.
Thanks, mate.
So, look, I hope they attend to it, and they'll need to very quickly because we have a potentially tough month coming up, and in particular, probably the toughest of all games is next week, the Dockers.
We've got Fremantle at Simmons Stadium next week, and they're a real challenge for us. They are our bogey team, I believe. I don't know if it's because of Ross Lyon being our bogey coach. Since he's come over to Fremantle, we have not done very well against them. I think we've probably won 2 or 3 games out of about 6. So, and Fremantle nearly got us into the game against us last year at Simmons. We won by 2 points, and Fremantle, if there was another minute or two, probably would have ran over us. But and they got us pretty comprehensively at Patterson's. Well, now it's Domain Stadium.
Yeah.
By 5-6 goals. So they're a damn tough team, and we think they'll be thereabouts this year again. So if you combine the two together, it was a very big game against Port Adelaide. I can't see Fremantle really losing. I mean, I know it's our backyard at Simmons, but we play pretty well there. But I just can't see us being competitive against Fremantle, who love the contested footy, and they generally make the most of it. And I'm not sure if I can see us being competitive against the top 4 team, but that's what I think, mate. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, look, I certainly think we'll be competitive. I mean, I'm not going to say we're going to win, but definitely if it was over in Western Australia, I wouldn't be tipping us, but I think I will tip us to this week.
Okay, yep.
Look, it's like Chris said, you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater sort of thing. A lot of experts had Fremantle falling, and I think they silenced that against Port Adelaide. I didn't see the game, but apparently it was a high intensity, solid match. But look, the Dockers do rely on a few big players and older players, as we do as well. Yeah, it's tough. I'd like to back us into at least regroup in some form, and I think we play Simmons so well. I think our tall forwards will have a bit of an advantage over the back line for the Dockers, but yeah, their engine room is impressive, especially Lockie Neal's really come on, and the usual suspects in Mundy and of course Fife, Barlow and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it'll be tough. It'll be extremely tough. I mean, I could never write them off, the Cats. I can't.
Who could?
After all the performances they've had and responded, you can never totally write them off. But we really need to respond quickly because I think it's Gold Coast and North Melbourne and
Richmond after that, I think.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not easy.
Tough start to the season and no tougher than probably Hawthorn and Fremantle. So it's time to step up.
Yeah, I think there's been so many times where we've been meaning to respond and just haven't. Like the Port Adelaide loss last year in round 6, I'm pretty sure. We came out against Richmond at the MCG. We should have been absolutely fuming from 40-point loss. And we just fell over the line in the end.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that. That's just one example, and I feel like there's been many examples where we haven't quite responded. And on the road now, we've lost 3 in a row so we've lost the 2 finals in a row, and this game as well. Surely we would have been wanting a big response after a very disappointing finals exit against North
Oh,
Melbourne.
that's right. Don't get me wrong. I suppose what you define as response, I guess. I mean, you look for a body of work from a footy club, and I don't expect us to just respond and go
win.
bang, smash Fremantle and then lose again.
Yeah.
I expect us to play to the level that we expect, which draws me back to, you know, we thought we'd finish anywhere from maybe 4th to 7th, you know, in that bracket.
Yep.
I expect Fremantle to be around that mark, and I expect us to be. Therefore, I expect us to play right. You know,
Yeah,
I
okay,
think,
fair enough. Yep.
I think we should. I don't think today's loss is just going to spark us into amazing premiership favouritism.
No.
But I would like to think we would regroup in some form and actually show what we can do and what we did in the pre-season and again, drawing on the fact that Hawthorn were very impressive today. So,
Yeah, they were great.
yeah, but looking forward to it.
Oh, gee, I don't know.
I'm looking forward to
gee.
it because we need to do something about it, and yeah, I hope we don't lose.
I'm not sure if I have the same faith, mate. It's tough. I can't say I don't have faith because, yeah, you got to. But I think that's enough chit chat for us today. We've been going on forever, but that's the review anyway from Shorty and myself on the Cats and the Hawks game, where the Hawks won by 62 points. Don't forget to check out darijoe, who does the Geelong goal video highlights each week, and some game shows as well, which is quite fun. There won't be too many goals this week, unfortunately. It'll be about 8 goals and 13 behinds if he wants to put them in too, just to keep the video going for a bit longer. But like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to us because we'll be doing this each week, and we'll be doing our tips as well. So we'll get stuck into those and whatnot.
Bit of Twitter as well, mate. We've been getting on the Twitter lately, trying to pump it up a bit. So.
Yeah, we're trying to just get plenty of support, so that'd be fantastic. Share it around to the world if you can. That'd be great. All right, thanks for sticking around, guys, and we'll see you all soon.